of coffee and then bring it here so you can visit.
My family owns that music store on the Court Square in White County, so I was brought up around a lot of music, and we'd sing at family get-togethers and everything. So I can't really remember a time when I wasn't singing. As far as playing piano, I started that at age 5 or so, and guitar about age 14, and then studied music through college. I went to OBU, Ouachita, in Arkadelphia, and I studied music there and got an undergraduate there. And then I went to Kansas City, the UMKC Conservatory of Music, and got a master's there in music. I teach piano and voice to little kids. I like to teach the little ones. This idea came to me about 4 years ago when I was reading Clinton's autobiography, and he described a scene of watching his mother put on her makeup, and I could just see it on the stage in front of me like an opera. And as I read through the first 12 chapters of his autobiography, I could really see this plot coming off the page and onto an operatic medium. And so I teamed up with Brittany Barber. She's a poet, and we went to college together at OBU. So it kind of happened naturally. She loves Clinton too, so we just sort of brainstormed and came up with this plot and these scenes and these, different locations where things would happen. And I've been surprised at how easy it was for me because I didn't study composition. So I was kind of like, where did these skills come from when I sat down and was actually writing it? But what made it really easy was Brittany's words. She would send me the poetry over email, and I would print it out and just keep it in my pocket, whatever scene was about to happen. And I just actually get a lot done when I was walking and just read it through and kind of hum melodies and see what came out, and then go to the piano and flesh it out that way. And I've just written it for voice and piano so far. We're trying to orchestrate it now for a larger ensemble. Basically, it's about Bill Clinton's youth. It's one day in the life of Bill Clinton in 1959, and it's kind of a snapshot of Arkansas life. A lot of it was influenced just by Arkansas heritage and just the feel of Arkansas and the light in the summer in Arkansas, and just that kind of thing, more so even than Clinton's story at first. I wanted this to be accessible. I wanted people to be able to sit down and not get bored and restless, and be able to watch something that's in English about something that's familiar and actually enjoy hearing an opera. I was really fortunate to make the acquaintance of Susie Parker, who lives in Little Rock, and she showed some interest in the opera, and she writes for U.S. News and World Report and The Economist and Politics Daily and lots of other publications. And she wrote an article that went on Washington Whispers, which is a blog that sort of is where news gets leaked. And we were getting ready for it. We were like, yes, this will be good. But once it went live, it absolutely blew up. I started getting phone calls from New York, and CNN was calling, and it was really overwhelming. And it seems like the coverage has just kind of rolled along. And somewhere in there, Jimmy Fallon said something on his show about it. And he also said that it was going to open in the fall. So we were like, yes, it is, in fact, going to open in the fall. So we're planning for an event in the fall in Little Rock. I'd love to bring it to rural schools in Arkansas and just introduce young minds to opera and let them know this exists, this, and it's cool and it's hip, it's not this antiquated medium for old people. So I'd kind of like to revive it with this work. And then I'd like to promote the Clinton legacy, because I think beyond the political stuff and the scandals and everything else, the Clinton philosophy is one of optimism, and that the future is better than the past or the present. And that's what I gleaned from those books that I read. And I'd love for people to walk away from the opera thinking, yeah, the future is so bright, you know, and this world can be made a better place if we just put our minds to it.